You're listening to the voice note. It's James here. In this episode, we're talking about Virgil van Djik. Is Virgil van Djik the best defender in the world? Is he better than Sergio Ramos? Let's find out. So, in my view, Virgil is the best defender in the Premier League and maybe the best in the world. His impact of turning poor defences into good ones. And he's done this everywhere he goes. At Celtic, he was in the team which broke the clean sheet record, albeit in a basic league. But his quality shone, and he was snapped up, moved straight into the Premier League. But people say Ramos is the best, but he plays in a league where Barca and Real Madrid dominate. Virgil plays in the most competitive league in the world. In addition, Virgil defensive skills are far superior than Ramos's. Sergio just has clutch attacking moments, such goals in the Champions League headers in real big moments. But Van Dijk is physically stronger, and he uses this ability to steal the ball without slide tackling or committing fouls. He's also gifted with pace, which helps him recover from errors. And then when you look at Real Madrid's record, Real Madrid have conceded 30 goals this season and kept 8 clean sheets. 13 being the highest clean sheets. Meanwhile, Liverpool have the highest amount of clean sheets, 16, with the next best being 13, and only conceded 15 goals. Ramos has been given the Best Defender awards by people who respect his attacking exploits, not his defensive exploits. Because if it was his defensive, no one would be saying he's the best defender. It just wouldn't happen, because he is not that. And part of me also thinks that Van Dijk's been underrated by everyone because of the fact he plays in the Premier League. So what I found when a lot of players are getting to their peak, Gareth Bale, for example, Luis Suarez, when they were doing really good in the Premier League, people said for them to be classed world-class players, they have to move to the Real Madrid and Barcelonas. That's not true. Virgil van Dijk is the best player and the best defender in the world right now, playing at Liverpool. And I just feel like he really does deserve the respect from the fans and the media as a whole, because the way he's led this Liverpool line deserves so much credit. Remember the days of Lovren, and then you get Van Dijk in there, and the defensive record is just amazing. And I come from an era and watched great defenders like Tony Adams, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Lilian Thuram, Maldini, Nesta, just to say some. And I'm not saying that Ramos is a bad defender, but he loses the ball. He gets a lot of bookings. He sometimes red cards. And it's not tactically disciplined. I remember one time he was running with the ball. He went really high up the pitch, lost it. And then luckily Varane has pace and managed to get that. You just won't see that from Van Dijk. And Van Dijk is the most complete modern defender I've watched since the legends mentioned above. And for people saying that he has to win trophies to prove how great he is, the winning of the trophies is the collective. As an individual, Van Dijk has proven how good he is. Stats are showing that. Stats show that he's the best defender in the world. A pure defender. As we said, Sergio Ramos is probably a better attacker than him, but he's not the better defender than him. And that leads me to who are my top defenders in the modern game. We don't really have much great defenders anymore. Like, you will never get the ones that we had in 90s football. But this is my top 10. Virgil van Dijk is my number 1. Chiellini is my number 2. Ramos was my number 3. Pique is my number 4. Koulibaly is my number 5. Godin is my number 6. Marquinhos is my number 7. Bonucci is my number 8. And my number 9 is Toby / Hummels. And he's after his mistake against Chelsea, I had to kind of mark him down a bit. And also, I would have included Silva along here, but again, I think he's fallen off a little bit, so that's the reason I haven't put him in there. But that's my top. That's my top 10. Most of them, like Chiellini, is a pure defender. That's why he's so high. Ramos is a good defender when he has a good defensive partner there. The only other change I could think of is maybe take out Bonucci and put Varane in. But I really do like Bonucci at Juventus, so that's the reason I've left him in. Koulibaly is severely underrated, and personally, I'd like to see him at Liverpool. That defensive partnership with Virgil van Djik would just be immense, and I reckon they'll win the Premier League if that occurred. But I doubt it, considering the money that you'd be required to get Koulibaly over to Liverpool. But that's my reasons for thinking Virgil van Dijk is the best defender in the world. Be interesting to know what else everybody else's thoughts are. Am I wrong? Is Sergio Ramos a better defender than him? Do trophies mean that he's a better defender? I don't think so. Let me know your thoughts. Have a good night.